Hello everyone, I'm Salome, I'm the sales manager for Chapitre 6, or Chapter 6 as you may say it. Chapitre 6 is a collection of boutique properties in France. It's kind of a new group. We started only 10 years ago. Nicolas, our founder that you can see here, opened his first 4-star property in 2016 in the heart of Paris. And within 10 years, he opened 10 properties, 4 and 5 stars. Because since the pandemic, we moved on more onto the 5-star side. So I'm gonna present our properties, and we're mostly gonna focus on our 5-star properties. But I just want to include one 4-star that I'm pretty sure your clients will like. Just an overview first. We have 3 destinations in France. We have Paris, we have the French Riviera, and we have the Alps. As you can see on the map here, you may see properties that I'm not going to present today, or not much, because they are not open yet. We are developing. So we are opening another property in the Alps at the end of the year, and one property in Cannes on the French Riviera in 27. I will tell you just a word on it, but at least you have an idea with this map. Let's go to Paris first with our first boutique hotel, Monsieur Aristide. It's a 4-star property. You will see that every property I'm going to show you is very different. For us, a strong sense of place is the core of Chapitre 6. Giving an experience more than just a hotel for clients is very important for us, and we think that when we choose a hotel, it should represent the destination. And within Paris, for example, you have multiple destinations. So this is why we try to represent and to offer in our hotels. So Monsieur Aristide is a great example of it. It's located in Montmartre. If you have been to Paris, you know that it's up a little hill and it feels like a village inside the city. Montmartre is all about artists, cabarets, singers, and food, of course. Well, everything is about food in France, but it's not typical place where you're gonna find everywhere in Paris. It feels like the movie Midnight in Paris there. It still does. And it has this feel of open-minded people wanting to share with another. You can find singers, bars all around. And that's where the cabaret stories started in Paris. So you might recognize this building is the Basilica of the Sacré-Cœur. We are just down here, so just a few blocks down, in a street that is a bit more local, so it's a great place with a mix of locals and tourists in Paris. I would recommend the property not for first-timers, because Montmartre is not super central, although Paris is not a huge city. Everything is it's very easy to go around in the city, but you cannot walk everywhere from Montmartre. You might have to take a taxi or the metro. So it's better for people who know Paris and want something a bit more authentic and really the spirit of Montmartre. Monsieur Aristide is a 25-room property. It's a 4-star. It has a restaurant. As you can see here, it's mostly based on the terrace, which is covered in the winter, so we can enjoy it all year around. We host some events on the terrace, some cabarets sometimes to pay tribute to the area, but also some concerts on Saturday nights. We have family suites available, as you can see second at the top. It's a duplex suite, so there's a pull-out queen-size sofa bed for the kids, and the parents have the bedroom upstairs, for example. So it's good for families. We also have connecting options. I would suggest families with young kids or young teenagers, for instance, or maybe couples of friends traveling together, or a young couple who want to discover another side of Paris. We have an amazing general manager at the hotel. His name is Antoine, and he represents the hotel and Montmartre perfectly. He might sing at check-in sometimes, welcoming your clients. He's a singer. He is the one who organizes the concerts. Sometimes he's the main singer, and sometimes he's just hosting. But he's a wonderful character. He's very lively, very fun to be around, and this is really the feeling that you find when you step in the hotel, that the whole staff is very friendly. The team gets along together. It feels like a a house of friends that you're entering. So the atmosphere is really special and it makes you feel very comfortable right away. Even if you have proposals, for example, Antoine can set up a little package that he does sometimes. Just after the proposal, Antoine and another person of the team come in with some music and will sing a serenade to the couple. A very unique way to remember your proposal. And this is one of the things that makes Monsieur Aristide very unique. Just to give you an idea of the rates, it will be between 180 euros in low season for the entry level category and up to around 600 euros in high season for a junior suite or a suite which can welcome up to 3 or 4 guests. A little note on the size of the rooms. You are in an older building in Paris and it's in Montmartre, so rooms start at 13 square meters. We suggest this first category for children, for example, if you're connecting rooms, or for one or 2 night stay. Otherwise, of course, we have the junior suites or the deluxe rooms, which are larger for a night or for a stay of 3 or 4 nights, for instance. Moving on to the 5-star properties. First with Hotel Hannah. It's the latest hotel we opened in Paris in 2024, and you will find a very different feel, design and atmosphere here. Hana means flower in Japanese, and I will tell you why we have this little Japanese touch. We are located between the Opera House and the Louvre. We are 5 to 10 minute walk to each monument. It's a very fashion area, I would say. It's always full for Fashion Week. There are a lot of fashion shows that are happening around. It's a great place for shopping, but it's also a side of the Opera House where local lives. So it's a buzzy area in the good size of this word. It's a pleasant area to walk around with lots of restaurants, wine bars, for instance, and you are just steps away to the most famous museum, of course, but also other exhibition centers, malls. You have the Galerie Lafayette, the Printemps, 10 minutes walk away from Hotel Hannah. And the street just next to the hotel that takes you to the Louvre is the Japanese area. We call it Little Tokyo, with all the best Japanese restaurants in Paris. This is why we wanted to bring this little Japanese touch to the hotel. As you can see, it's a design that is inspired between Paris and Tokyo. At the restaurant, it's a cuisine that is a fusion between those two countries. At the bar, there's also a little Japanese touch, although you still have very French cocktails. But for instance, we will have yuzu instead of lemon in the cocktails. We have a great selection of French wines, but also sake. We have 26 rooms here at Hotel Hannah, from 18 square meters to 32 square meters. And on each floor you have 4 bedrooms. So it's perfect for a large family traveling together, but usually we get more couples or girls trip in this hotel. If you have 4 friends traveling together, for example, they will have the whole floor for themselves and it will feel like just a private apartment. At the spa, you can see that we have a pool. We can privatize it for an hour for each staying guest. They just have to let us know when they would like to come down. We have a little fitness and 2 treatment rooms where we have some Kobido treatments, for example, another Japanese touch in the hotel, but also all the classic jet lag treatment and all the massage. In terms of rates, we will start around 550 euros in low season for the first category, and we will go up to 1,400 euros for the suite in high season, which at Hannah is mostly Fashion Week, for instance. Moving on to a little bit more classic Parisian feel at Monsieur Georges, just around the corner of the Champs-Élysées. You can see the Arc de Triomphe right there, and we are just 1 block behind the Champs-Élysées, just so that it's a little bit more quiet than on the main avenue. But it's a great location for first-timers or for repeat guests who love to be also in the center. It's also great to see all the landmarks, Arc de Triomphe of course, but also the Eiffel Tower, which is not far from here, and of course some shopping. At Monsieur Georges, we have 45 rooms. It's our biggest property, so you can see that it still remains very boutique. It was designed by Anushka Hempel. She's a British designer who basically invented the concept of boutique hotels. And when Nicolas, our owner, wanted to create this hotel, he wanted to have all the service that he finds in big hotels, but make it boutique. So we have a Michelin star restaurant, French cuisine. We have a bistronomic option for lunch, cocktail bar. We have Golden Keys concierge, guest relation manager, and a spa with fitness, sauna, steam room, and the treatment rooms. So everything that you find in larger hotels, but intimate here. Many rooms, more than half of the hotel, have a balcony. Many connecting options are available as well, like in all of our hotels. But here at Monsieur Georges, you can book directly online the connecting options. So it's very convenient for you to find it. In all our hotels, we confirm and we guarantee the connecting options at booking time. At Monsieur Georges, we have mostly double rooms, but we have a few suites, and one has this beautiful Eiffel Tower view that you can see from a little balcony. Our rooms are 2 people occupancy maximum, but with all those connecting options, it's very easy to welcome families. And we also have a lot of couples in the hotel and single travelers, since the location is great for business, for example, and just to go around the city very easily. Rates will be starting around 450 euros in low season for the first category, which is 16 square meters, so good for the children, for example, or for a single traveler. And the Eiffel Tower View Suite in high season will be around 1,300 euros. So as you can see, we have very reasonable rates for new 5-star hotels in Paris. Let's go to get some sun in the south of France. We have the Cap d'Antibes Beach Hotel, a resort, as you can see here on this picture. Basically, you find everything that you expect from a big resort, but again, very intimate and boutique style. The Cap d'Antibes Beach Hotel is located between Cannes and Nice, so 35 minutes away from the airport of Nice, so very convenient. Usually people who come to Antibes, they've partied a little bit in Monaco or in Cannes, or they did a lot of shopping there, and they want something more quiet and a place where they can rest, so this is why they come to Antibes. It's also a great place to go around and visit all the village, as Saint-Paul-de-Vence, all those little villages that are accessible just on a day trip or half-day trip. It's very convenient from Antibes. As you can see, we are nestled just around 2 little harbors, so it's a very private properties. There are no houses that can see you. It's very confidential, and we are very lucky to have this private sandy beach. I'm going to show you this picture again. So basically, even though you can go and visit all those villages, people tend to stay in the hotel because they just want to relax on the beach and enjoy this secluded place on the French Riviera, which is very hard to find. 45 rooms here at the hotel. Every single room has a balcony or terrace, so it extends the room, and some even have a little private garden. The first category starts at 30 square meters, quite large, even for the French Riviera. So even the first category is very comfortable for 4, 5, 6 nights stay. Connecting options are available in all categories. It's very easy for us to guarantee it, so it's a great option for families as well. We have 2 restaurants on site. One, Les Pêcheurs, which is a gastronomic restaurant, a Michelin star restaurant. You can see it on the top right of the screen. It has a beautiful sea view. French and Mediterranean cuisine. As you could see before, we are just next to the harbor, so we have the freshest fish on the coast. And we have a beach restaurant, which you can see on the left top corner of the photos. It's Levantine cuisine, so it's a cuisine that mixes Lebanon, Israeli, and Middle Eastern cuisine. It's not a beach club where you dance on the table, but there's a nice ambience and upbeat music for lunch and late afternoon. There's a 360-degree bar where you can have cocktails all day long on the beach. And in the summer, in high season, we have a kids club just so the parents can relax more easily. And we have, of course, all the service of the 5-star property, the concierge. We have some bikes that the guests can rent, parking if your clients are renting a car, for example, to go along the French Riviera. And the best host with Franck, our general manager. We have been a Relais and Chateau property for many years now. But Chapitre 6 bought the property in 2022 and fully renovated in 2023, so you can say it's basically a new property. We open between April to October, so it's a seasonal property, and rates beginning and end of the season will start around 500 euros, and in peak season we will start around 1,400 euros. Again, not too crazy for this destination. You will start to understand that we are really reasonable with our rates and for the best quality and unique experience. Moving on to Saint-Tropez, a little bit further on the French Riviera. 2 ways to go from Antibes to Saint-Tropez. For instance, you can drive. High season, it is between 2 hours, 2 hours and a half drive. But you can also take a boat. We have our own boat that can take your guests from Antibes to Saint-Tropez, or from Saint-Tropez to Antibes, of course, and we can stop along the way to swim and to go see the best beach on the French Riviera. Saint-Tropez, you might know it for its party style. It's true that you can party a lot in Saint-Tropez, but you can also do other things. And La Ponche is the perfect example of what the town has to offer. It was the first hotel in Saint-Tropez to exist in the early 1940s. We bought the property in 2021 and fully renovated it as a 5-star, but the property has a very long history behind it. It was Brigitte Bardot's favorite property in Saint-Tropez. She actually she played in the movie that made her famous right on the beach in front of the hotel. And since then, it was her favorite place in the town. She used to bring all of her friends from Paris and all over France to Saint-Tropez and to La Ponche. So every single of the 21 rooms and suites and the apartments are named after someone who stayed or has a history with the hotel. So you will find Romy Schneider Street, Brigitte Bardot Street, of course, but also some designers like Kenzo, Inès de la Fressange, some famous writers. Every single room has a story, and when you are in your room directory, you have the story of the person who stayed in this room. So stories are all around at every corner of the hotel. And this is why with the renovation we really wanted to keep this authentic part and style of Saint-Tropez. It's not a property where you want to be seen, where you want to party hard. It's mostly a property in a little corner of the village where people come to rest after a lot of partying or just a long holiday on the French Riviera, and where they can truly discover the essence of Saint-Tropez. We have a gastronomic restaurant, as you can see at the bottom. It's also the breakfast room where you enjoy your breakfast with the sea view. We have a cocktail bar where we do organize some parties on Thursday evening with a local DJ, but it's usually full with hotel guests that they like to experience this little evening, and a few regulars, Parisians, local Parisians who come to the hotel. Even at breakfast, on and off season, you will always meet some locals at the table next to you. So the 21 rooms and suites are located inside the building, except 2, which are just next door and have the best view on the sea. Then we have 4 apartments which are located again just next door to the hotel and are from 1 to 3 bedrooms. For families, it will be a great option. Families who want to be in the center of the village. And we are also opening a townhouse this summer, which will be just a few steps away from the hotel, and of course has the same service as the hotel rooms and the apartments. And it's a place where our chef can come and cook for your guest, for example, for a private dinner. And there's a 24-hour butler service at the house. Rates will start around 450 in low season because La Ponche is open almost all year round from March to beginning of January, just after New Year's Eve. And in high season, we will start around 1,400 euros. I would recommend this property for families, but also it will be a great place for couples, for instance, who want to discover Saint-Tropez even off-season, for example in spring or late autumn. It's a very cute town, and sometimes you even experience it better when there's less people than in the summer. But for people who like this very bustling atmosphere, go to the beach clubs, party in the party restaurants or in the clubs, of course we definitely recommend to come in July, August. But for those more quiet guests, they will really enjoy the town and the hotel off season. And now we are going to the Alps, where we just opened our first property in Megève, Hôtel Saint-Georges. We just opened it for festive season of 2025, so it's a brand new property with 29 rooms in the heart of the village. If you are not familiar with Megève, let me just tell you a little bit about the town. I call it a town because it's more than just a ski resort. It's a town where still 3,000 locals live all year round. So it has a soul, and not just in winter. It's open in summer, in winter, with very different activities, but it's not a dead town in the summer, and it's really lovely for hikes, for instance, or even for a wellness retreat, or you can also organize some hot air balloon flights for your clients. There's a lot of activities to do in the summer and in the winter in Megève. Megève is very chic. It has a lot of shopping to do, of course, also a lot of restaurants and a bit of skiing, of course, but people in Megève tend to ski very late. They start around 11 a.m., they ski for 2 hours, then they go for lunch. In the afternoon, they go to the spa. It's a really relaxed way of life, and it's great for beginners, but it's also great for families, for example, who do not... Every person in the family do not want to ski, at least all day. So there's a lot that the ski resort offers except from the ski. But I said it's great for beginners because the domains are relatively easy. There's of course some harder slopes and areas, but there are 3 domains near the ski resort, and I would say there's one for every level of skiers, so it's very adaptable. Back to the hotel, so right in the middle of the town where you can walk everywhere. We have 29 rooms, including 5 suites, connecting options of course, and suites that can connect with one another, so you can welcome a large family together. We have a restaurant on site. I don't have much pictures here because we just opened the property, but it's a local and French cuisine menu. We have a bar which is very cozy, just next to the fireplace. It's a cocktail bar in the evening, and there's live piano music at the end of the day. So very cozy for an afternoon tea or cocktail before or after dinner. We also have a spa based on contrast therapy. So basically you alternate from cold and hot bath, and then you go back to the sauna and the jacuzzi. So it's a great scenario for an after ski and for restoring your muscles after being out in the cold all day. We also have a gaming room with arcade games for children or adults, and we can of course organize some babysitter service who will be with the children in the gaming room, but also can take them out for activities in the town. We have a ski room, of course. Megève is not a ski in, ski out, ski resort. There's no property right on the slopes, so of course it's good to be located just near the ski lift, which we are. But we do have this ski room for the guests to leave their material after the day of skiing. In terms of rates, to give you an idea, we will start around 550-600 euros in winter season, and in the summer we will start around 350 euros, 400 euros. The style of the hotel, as you can see, is a little bit more traditional than the other properties I showed you. Again, it creates a very strong sense of place. Megève is in the French Alps, and we really wanted to highlight this design and to feel guests like they're in a family chalet. And just a word on our opening properties. We are opening a third 5-star property in Paris in March this year. It will be a property not for every type of client, I would say. Don't send families there, but people who want to party. Le Bus Palladium used to be a very iconic nightclub in Paris in the 80s and in the 90s. But the location, we are going to keep the spirit of the place, which was a little bit rock. But we are building a new hotel on top, moving the nightclub very isolated, so it's very soundproof. So the hotel will have 35 rooms and suites, a rooftop, a restaurant which is going to be very lively as well, with a DJ in the evenings, a cocktail bar, and of course the nightclub. So if you have clients who are willing to come to Paris for a short weekend, celebrating maybe a bachelorette or a special birthday, it will be just the perfect property, and I'm pretty sure you will hear about the Bus Palladium. As it was so iconic in Paris, we want to bring back this icon in central Paris. It's located in Pigalle, just near the Moulin Rouge, just 5 minutes walks near the Moulin Rouge. So quite central. It's also, I would say, a local neighborhood where you will see a lot of trendy Parisians walking around, and there's a lot of great restaurants in this area too. And just a word on the two other properties that we're opening, and I mentioned earlier, we're opening in Courchevel at the end of this year of 2026 in December. It will be a 42-room property right on the ski slopes at 1850. And it will be a bit more modern than the one in Megève. Courchevel is more modern than Megève. And we are opening in Cannes, just next to the Carlton, in 2027, just in time for the Cannes Film Festival. It will be a bigger property than we have, with 80 rooms, some restaurants, a little bar, and a rooftop with a swimming pool. So stay tuned, and I'm sure I will be back here to tell you more about those properties.